Alrighty, guys, we're back for Rakdos Combo Sacrifice, and this is a Foundation Standard Brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, this was a suggestion down in the comments, so thank you so much for the suggestion. It's gonna be a fun one. Alright, so we're revisiting the Agatha Soul Cauldron Krenko Mob Boss combo, where you can tap Krenko for create X 1/1 red goblin creature tokens, where X is the number of goblins you control. Okay, and what we're doing is we're picking that out of the grave with the Soul Cauldron. So you can tap this, exile target card from a graveyard. When a creature card is exiled this way, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Now, you may spend mana as though it were mana of any color to activate abilities of creatures you control, and then creatures you control with +1/+1 counters on them have all activated abilities of all creature cards exiled with Agatha's Soul Cauldron. Nice. So we're going to try to put those counters on other goblins, and in this deck list, other creatures in general, because we don't just have goblins in here. We're going for the sacrifice combo side of things. So we got a Vengeful Bloodwitch, actually. 2 mana 1/1. Vampire Warlock. It's too bad it's not a goblin, but I'll tell you what, if it was a goblin, then it would be a little bit too perfect in here, but still, should be relatively decent. Whenever this creature or another creature you control dies, target opponent loses 1 life, you gain 1 life. Cool stuff. Don't worry, the opponents will be killing our creatures all the time anyways, but we do have some ways to kill our own creatures, like Immersturm Predator here on the top end. 3 of them. It's a 4 mana, 3/3 with flying. It's a vampire dragon. Cool. Whenever this creature becomes tapped, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. Okay. Sacrifice another creature. This creature gains indestructible until end of turn. Tap it. Cool stuff. So you can actually infinitely sacrifice to that bottom ability on the Immersturm. If you got enough goblins on the board and you have the Blood Witch down too, that's obviously going to drain the opponent's life total very fast. So we'll see. Now, going wide with a Krenko Goblins on the Soul Cauldron combo, boosting those goblins could really come in handy, right? Rundvelt Hordemaster here, 2 mana 1/1, other goblins get +1/+1, but it also works with the sacrifice side of things, because whenever this or another goblin you control dies, exile the top card of your library. If it's a goblin creature card, you may cast that card until the end of your next turn. So how many goblins do we actually got packed in? 27 total creatures, and 20 of them are goblins. So a 1 in 3 chance to actually hit off of the Hordemaster ability. That's pretty decent. So we have 4 Stalactite Stalkers in here. At the beginning of your end step, if you descended this turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on Stalactite Stalker, and it should be very easy to descend in this deck list. Got 4 Cacophony Scamp. Of course, when it hits in, you have that ability where you can sacrifice it if you do proliferate, and then of course when this dies, it deals damage equal to its power to any target. Scamp should be pretty darn good in here, even though we don't really plan on boosting it with too much outside of the Hordemaster. We have all 4 Fanatical Firebrands, again, fitting the sacrifice theme. This also is an activated ability too that you could pick up with the Soul Cauldron, so that should be pretty cool. We have a 1 of Reckless Lackey, which I suppose could be your 1 of goblin of choice, right? Just a 1 mana, a 1/2 first strike haste, but for 2 and a red, you can sacrifice this, draw a card, create a treasure token. So again, fitting the sacrifice theme, but then also that bottom ability is an activated ability that you could pick up with the Soul Cauldron. All right, guys, we do have some removal packed in with 3 Bitter Triumphs. Is that going to be enough? Probably not, let's be real, but you never know. Then we have 3 Bitter Reunions as well, as a way to give haste to all the goblins that we generate with the Soul Cauldron Krenko combo, right? But yeah, also just a little bit of card draw. Card draw is kind of important. We have Lively Dirge in here too. So this is one that we never get to see. It's a 2 mana sorcery with Spree for a +1 Spree cost. Search your library for a card, put it into your graveyard, then shuffle. Nice. That'll obviously work really well with the combo where we don't mind getting our top end into the grave. The +2 here, return up to 2 creature cards with total mana value 4 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. That also should really come in handy. For 5 mana, you're doing all that. So that's actually really neat. The mana base guys, we actually have a one of Blackcleave Cliffs. This is a little awkward, right? But we got 4 Verge in here. So it's only going to be a black source until you have a mountain or a swamp down, which should be easy enough when we got 12 total of those. But then Fabled Passage is also reaching into the deck list to grab those. And then Raucous Theater also being a swamp and a mountain. The Verge is probably just going to be a super valuable dual land in here. Raucous Theater with the Surveil 1 obviously helping us get those important things into the grave. And helping us find the combo too, right? Honorable mentions, guys. A lot of important ones. Fanatical Offering almost made the cut. Impact Tremors, of course, but we're just not using the Impact Tremors as the win condition this time round. Dragon Fodder, just multiple goblins is pretty good, right? The Lava Tongue could have made the cut. A Midnight Reaper's a card I've been keeping my eye on, and then Restless Fence almost made the cut in the mana base. Woo, buddy, I do my damnedest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. Either way, let's go ahead and take this into some ranked and see how we do. All right, we'll see if we can get right into that first game. Nice. We do, in fact, find an opponent. But what do I expect from the deck list? I expect it to be very hard to pilot, and I'm concerned about that, man. We go first. This is a good hand, right? I'm keeping this. There's no reason. Yeah, no reason to mulligan here. I'll keep the Hordemaster on top. Double down on Goblin Buddies next turn. Chaser's Talent, nice. We could pop that with the Firebrand, or we could just hold off for the turn. Double down on Scamp. Scamp is a very good card. That should scare the opponent a little bit here. Yeah, when we're not seeing the combo side of things, we're just playing Goblins, which should do the thing relatively decently. Bushwhack, search. They find a mountain. Okay. I'll take it. All right. Yeah, we had a potential for a trade, but with one open island, that could have been pretty dangerous. Let's just, well, first of all, we could try to find our third with the Bitter Reunion and save the Hordemaster as a surprise. We find our third and it's untapped. We had Firebrand too. I think we just don't, right? We just play the Hordemaster while we can, while the opponent's not holding open like a counter spell or something. All right, I'm going to decline both of these, and hopefully I don't regret that. Because, again, option to pop the Otter, but... Okay, their third color comes down. Hordemaster's out of the equation. Do they go for the... Oh, they don't need to bargain. What am I saying? I don't know what I'm saying. So it exiles so we don't get the Hordemaster ability, unfortunately. Bushwhack, find a forest. Okay, they already played the mountain for the turn, though. Stalactite Stalker. Still tempted by the Bitter Reunion, but we're kind of successfully playing everything anyways, so we might as well. We might as well just go for the Goblin Swarm, right? I guess so. We could pop either Firebrand or the Scamp to get the counters rolling on the Stalactite Stalker. I think I'm just going to decline. Something we could have done was actually Firebrand, keep the Scamps for next turn, then try to proliferate a few times on the Stalkers. Right now, I'm just valuing having more Goblins on the board versus what we're up against currently, so hopefully that's okay. And we're probably being a little greedy not playing these Bitter Reunions too, to try to find our third mana and whatnot. All right, they go level 2 on the Storm Chaser's Talent. Return target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. They go ahead and grab the Torch the Tower, which exiles. And that'll take care of a Scamp. Easy peasy. We do find our third, which is great news. Still probably Bitter Reunion, discard the other Bitter Reunion. It could technically affect combat, so I'm going to do that now. Something else. The opponent doesn't have creatures in the grave, right? All right, so we do have the Descend on the Stalactite Stalker. Has Menace too. Again, I think we just go for the swing, see what the opponent does. I guess. Yeah, just going wide with our 1-drops right now. Yeah, if they end up... Like, we have Agatha's Soul Cauldron, so if they do end up chumping one of these... They actually don't. If they end up taking this, they go down to 8, so that's not bad, I guess, right? What's in their hand, guys? What's in their hand? Okay, I'm gonna hope that it's not a board wipe. We're just gonna wait it out. Again, potentially greedy, but if we pop both of our scamps, it's just an extra 1 damage getting through both times, or we could have picked up the otter, which also would have just tempted them into a board wipe anyways. Yeah, I'd say a lot of greedy plays this game. We'll see if it ends up working out, but if we don't commit a little bit to this board too, then at some point they're just gonna... I actually don't know what we're up against though. You see Teamer colors, you're expecting Teamer ramp. But double Bushwhacks, Defined, Basics, Storm Chaser's Talent. I guess it could be like a Doppelgang deck list. Yeah, I don't know what we're actually playing against right now, honestly. I'm expecting Teamer ramp, which might mean ill-timed explosion. Enduring Vitality. Oh. They got a little bit of ramp with their otter now, so they still got 3 mana open. They go Torch the Tower on the Stalactite Stalker, unfortunately. That is a good target, though, for sure. They still got 2 mana. Torch the Tower. Crap, dude. We're having a lot of issues getting cards into the grave for the Soul Cauldron, too. Maybe I shouldn't have sent that Bitter Reunion. Well, thinning the deck list, first of all. And they still don't have a creature. Well, we can successfully grab a mountain here. No creatures in the grave. No creatures in the grave. They've exiled 3 of our creatures, guys. The level 2 on the talent actually really coming in handy. So what we could end up doing is we could go... 1 second, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy. We could go Firebrand. Probably poke the opponent's face over the 1/1 on the board. And right now they're low enough to where maybe we might be able to get enough pokes through. Agatha's Soul Cauldron, pick up the Firebrand, give it to the Scamp, right? It doesn't really seem worth it either, but it's something. I mean, the opponent's low enough right now where this, at the very least, should matter a little bit. Also, having the Firebrand underneath is actually pretty good. So we can tap the Scamp, right? Or we could full swing. They got just a great blocker on the board here. Full swing, see what they do. Also is a similar concept to just using its ability, right? Because they don't know what's in hand. They probably block the 2/2 out of fear of like a Monstrous Rage, even though we know we don't have that. So they let the other one go through. So we could have gotten the same amount of damage through by tapping and not swinging. Right? So the question is, do we pick up the Vitality or just hit the opponent's face? I'm going to go for hitting the opponent's face, and I hope that's okay, right? So we're going to go ahead and decline. I hope that's okay, guys. Wow. Yeah, so we also could have saved everything back and waited to tap the Scamp. Or now that the other Scamp's in the grave, we can at the very least put a counter on the first Scamp if it survives, right? It could be a 4th exile ability or something. Song. Oh. What on earth? With haste, those all tap for the Vitality? That's really cool, man. So it is a Teamer ramp build or something along those lines. Yeah, see, they can tap it, add 1 mana of any color with the Vitality. They go for the swing because those can't block, but they keep the other blockers back. Oh. It could be risky if we, like, they don't know what's in our deck list, so Also, if we do see something, we have the Bitter Reunion to give it haste potentially. So just anything other than mana, I would say. Oh, wow. That's good. That's really good. Our top end comes down. Give it haste. Give it a counter. Grab the Cacophony Scamp. Also, we could give it this. We could do that too. And then swing in the air like this. And they can't block it. But either way, that gets 4 through in the air. But we also had the 1 from the Scamp and then the 2 from the Scamp too. So yeah, like I said, a lot of things we could have seen there. Really neat, and I'm sorry, opponent, for doing the little bit of a fun thing there and taking a little bit of extra time to tap the Scamp, right? Oh man, that really worked out. We saw what we needed to see. So any other creatures that also could have pushed us through? Yeah, since we had 3 with the Scamp paired with the Firebrand's ability, we needed one way to get 1 extra damage through. So another Firebrand also could have done it. Rundvelt also could have done it because that would have boosted the Scamp's ability. Krenko wouldn't have done it, right? Because it would have given it haste. Yeah, I don't think there would have been a way through if we would have seen a top deck of Krenko. Not one that I can think of right now, at least. And then, of course, mana also would have been really bad there, too. So, all right. That was cool. Yeah, we were pushing so much through earlier, the opponent missed their ill-timed explosion or any other board wipe that they might have been playing there, too. All right, Bloodwitch. That's something I want to see. And also Bloodwitch would have done it, too, if we would have seen that off the top. So there was a lot that we could have drawn. All right. It's a good lineup, dude. I'll probably try Bloodwitch first, though, before the Hordemaster. Yeah, I like this lineup. Oh, triple Hordemaster. Holy cow. Maybe we just go for this, then. 3 turns in a row. That also seems really good, so... Challenger. The double check in the Stalactite Stalker ability. Alright, Fanatical Firebrand. Yeah, we should just go for the Hordemaster 3 turns in a row, probably. Against Boros, too, they went first, so we're kind of, sort of in danger. Firebrand probably won't even get a chance to pop a Heartfire hero, as they probably get the boost on it right away. But you never know. It is decent enough to trade into the Heartfire hero, especially on the stack if they are targeting it with something. Monstrous Rage onto the Challenger, see what they see on top. Oh, Sheltered by Ghost. Wow, that worked out. We're in danger, dude. Actually, we're out of this game, right? It could have also just been Sheltered by Ghost in hand, but seeing it off the Challenger ability, that's a very early nail in the coffin. They pick up the Hordemaster likely here. They gain 8 with the swing. Oh, they're actually not even concerned about the Hordemaster. They're thinking about the Stalactite Stalker. Oh. Yeah, we might as well take the 8, right? They're going back up to 25. All right, Scamp. So we're going to grab a red source on the Fabled Passage, but we're probably dead next turn. I'm not going to keep that open for the opponent's turn. We're just going to do that now. The other Hordemaster setup is fine, too. It doesn't really matter, right? Unless we get a chump blocker down, there's not a lot we can do against Trample, though, and the lifelink as well. Let's just establish the Bloodwitch, because I really wanted to play that. And that was our turn 3, guys. Very much nothing. Let's see what they get done with this Emberheart Challenger. Like I said, it also could have been Sheltered by Ghosts in their hand, too, so... being picked apart by these Boros Aura lists is not unheard of by any means. Also a deck list that's not afraid to run the Thran Portal. We see a lot of Thran Portal in these. Hey, there's a Heartfire hero. Well, crap. I go for the swing. Are we alive? I'm gonna go no blocks. It's like, is there anything in just white colors that gives double strike that targets? No, apparently. Or there is, and I'm just not thinking of one, and they didn't have it, right? But, oh, Bitter Triumph is good. So Shard Mage's Rescue is likely then. Still want to keep the Firebrand open until the very last moment, but we're still struggling to block the Challenger, which would, of course, be great to remove, but it has Ward too, so Bitter Triumph isn't hitting it anyways. If we just boost our Goblins... and it should probably be Firebrand for until the very last moment. Yeah, we don't want them to drop a Shard Mage's Rescue on top of the hero. I guess they could do it now to get it above the Firebrand because we're tapped out, but also it's a 3/3, dude. Maybe there's a chance of blocking successfully? I feel like if they had the flying aura that they probably would have done it last turn before anything else drew and seen what to do after the fact, right? Yeah, I'm surprised we actually got a 4th turn, man, honestly. Honestly, I think that it would have been all too easy for them to close out that game last turn. Should we go for the swing on the Hordemaster, see if they try something fancy with the Heartfire hero? Might as well. Do I plan on blocking with this? No. We might be forced to block with it, but if we're forced to block with it, we're probably losing anyways. So I think we'll try the swing, see what happens. At that point, too, I should have swung before playing Firebrand, because one open mountain means we might have just cheesed the 2 through. But now that we're tapped out, the opponent knows there's no tricks up our sleeve. That's just one of those things where I didn't really think about it until now. So, oops. While the opponent is making a decision, we shall feed their horsey with an apple. Alright, looks like we cheesed this 2 through anyways. We did. Alright. So, end turn. Alright, it goes back to them. They decided to play nothing. Optimistic Scavenger. What else do you got, opponent? What else do you got? War Squeak. Alright, we'll try. We'll try. Let's see if it's a Shard Mage's Rescue. See if we see anything off the top off the Hordemasters, too. Also go back up to 7 here. It is a Shard Mage's Rescue. Oh, no. All right, all right. Well, the opponent has an excellent swing, which we will definitely let them do. Missed, and we hit. That's a Fanatical Offering, guys. War Squeak also comes down. They get to target which one they don't want to block. It's going to be the Hordemaster. So they're giving us the block with the Bloodwitch, which actually keeps us in this game unless the Thran Portal's something. We block here. 6 gets through down to 1, but we're also gaining back up to 2. I guess we could have stayed in even with the block on the Hordemaster then as well. Yeah, the Ward 2 really coming in handy for the opponent. Bitter Triumph just chilling, doing nothing. And Heartfire Hero's a chump from now to the end of the game. So at that point, we might as well play the 3rd Hordemaster, which actually is not that bad, dude. It really isn't. And again, I guess now we'll try for survival, see what happens. Because, yeah, the full swing's fun, but they're at 32, so we'll just see what happens, right? Because maybe they miss Trample on the Heartfire hero or something. Well, they could power up Bivouac. Yeah, that's not a bad full swing. We have the block into Bivouac. We're forced to block the Challenger. But we have a good block into the Challenger now that our Goblins are so boosted. Mabel. Oh, they're mice. Oh. Nice. Nice opponent. I like seeing Mabel in here. The nice addition. Because usually we just see the Boros Auras, they're rocking the usual generic mice. But Mabel made the cut, which is actually just really freaking cool, isn't it? Right, so how we want to do this. Trample there. We're forced to... Right, I don't want to double block that, so we are forced, unfortunately, to use the Firebrand here. And chump everywhere else. Which means we're actually going to lose both Hordemasters. We'll have one Hordemaster remaining. We're going down to 1. But at least the Challenger's gone. And then we'll get the Stalactite Stalker. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Shard Mage's Rescue. Oh, Prowess. Prowess is going to do it, guys. Crap, I should have played around that. I should have played around that for sure. We could have blocked with both the Hordemaster. Oh, and it's not just the Prowess. It's also, since it was an enchantment, the Scavenger ability too. So we're actually taking 3 total. I should have blocked with that other Hordemaster. We had a chance of survival for 1 more turn, which actually relatively impressive against the deck list that we were up against, right? Especially since we didn't find our 4th mana. Or like the Bitter Triumph on the Sheltered by Ghosts mouse, right? So, yeah. Let's keep the ball rolling. I don't know. I think, first of all, if we went first, maybe. But probably not, right? And it kind of also felt like the opponent, well, they saw a lot. They could have seen even more, I would say, too. Like, the Boros Auras lists have been absolutely devastating. So, I don't know. I'm kind of back and forth on that game. Because we actually got to survive quite a few extra turns. So maybe there was a small chance somewhere. Mono goes first. We can't complain about this hand, dude. Probably start with the Raucous Theater. To just get the ball rolling on the Surveil. Oh, there goes Agatha's Soul Cauldron. I can only imagine, dude. Yeah, Soul Cauldron's out of the equation. At that point, all right, we got even more mana too, so we might as well try to go fast. Go, 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 go. Little Firebrand. Yeah, there's a lot of setup required for this deck list, but at the same time, if you miss the setup, we're hoping that it's enough. Oh, more mana is really bad. It's not going to stop me, though, from trying the Bloodwitch. It's not another cut down. All right. The real question is it going to be as simple as a go for the throat? Get the Theater down next and hope that the Surveil gets rid of more blood. All right. A lot of hasty things we can draw into to clean up the Liliana. Actually, not a lot. There actually isn't too much haste. There's like 5 creatures with haste and one of them's already out. It's mana! We should probably use the Bitter Triumph. Wait, do I want this? We have no creatures. Do I want this? I guess we'll keep it. We should probably clean up that Liliana with the Bitter Triumph, guys. We probably should. I'll just take the 3. Oh, no. It's... Do we wait? They got +1. We get rid of a... Get rid of a land. There might be a creature that we want to hit. I don't know, dude. I don't know. They're not Dimir. If they were Dimir, maybe I would pick up the Liliana now. So that we don't run into a counterspell. But Mono Black, you know, their turn 4 always looks pretty darn good. The Bitter Triumph might have a better target, but then also we'll be stuck in a Liliana lockdown then. Where we can't establish creatures on the board fast enough. For them having us discard and then every other turn sacrifice the one creature that we do find off the top, so... But Soul Cauldron might be okay as we get established if we can survive long enough. Some of the discards on the Liliana might actually be... The Preacher of the Schism. Maybe they don't even plus the Liliana here. They don't. Alright, we will pop the Preacher. They missed their 4th. We're going to pay the 3, I would say. We don't want them to get too much card draw on each Preacher swing. 4th mana is essential. Alright, we keep the Soul Cauldron open, and we do consider tapping it, even though we have no creatures. They got a Deep Cavern Bat. Don't laugh at my hand, opponent. It's not what it looks like. I've been trying to draw better, I swear. Do we tap this Soul Cauldron, guys? At the very least, we'll tap it to pick up, like, their cut down or something, right? Yeah, that's fine. Oh, Immersturm. Nice. I wish we had more creatures, though. Plus, -2 on Liliana. They must really like their hand. Yeah, they don't have the -2 on Liliana yet because they've just been holding back. All right. We'll see what the Immersturm can get done. A small flood here, but yeah, no creatures to sacrifice. Worth playing still? Question mark? Probably, unless we held it until we found another creature. The longer we hold things, they're still not going plus on that Liliana, guys. I don't know, man. We should probably start picking up some creatures. There's enough creatures to last a few turns. I think getting the Immersturm underneath the Agatha's Soul Cauldron is probably worth it for the turn. There's probably enough creatures in the graveyards right now to last us long enough, so yeah. Get the ball rolling there. Right, with the Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Yeah, we play this. I'm trying to think, is there realistically a way of playing around this, but not until we see a little bit more, and there's not a lot of card draw packed into this list, man. Just ways to see more off the top, or Bitter Reunion. I shouldn't have played all that mana, but at the same time, they got Liliana anyways. I don't know, man. See if they got removal for this Hordemaster. Sheoldred. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Alright. Soul Cauldron. Let's pick up the Fanatical Firebrand. Put that counter on the Hordemaster. Alright. It's mana! No! This time we'll keep it around, especially since they're not going plus on the Liliana. So we can sacrifice the Hordemaster to pop the Liliana right now, and we do get to see a card off the top if it's a Goblin, right? We could maybe find something. That's probably not that great, though. But realistically, nothing's that great right now. At the very least, we can block the Sheoldred first, maybe. If they find removal, then it is what it is. And then also, they don't know what's in our hand either, so. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll block Sheoldred. We'll tap it, pop the Liliana, even though it hasn't been doing anything. See if we find a Goblin. We don't, but thank goodness we get rid of mana off the top, guys. Holy cow. And we stopped the damage from Sheoldred. It's an Archfiend. Ah! Let's grab the... I don't know if it matters. I can't think of anything right now. I'll grab the Liliana. I don't want to take the creatures because we want our creatures to be on the board for boosts first. It's more mana. The flood, the flood. Oh no. Well, good game, opponent. Yeah. I'll let you swing on in, buddy. That is 11 exactly on the board, but they didn't even need exactly 11 because they could have passed it back too. Well, crap. How much mana do I got in here? I feel like we need quite a bit of mana. Let me double check here. Oh, also, we're 34 minutes in, guys. Wow. I guess the matches are taking a little longer than I was anticipating. We have 23 mana. Oh, yeah, that was a big time flood. I don't think we want 22 in this deck list, especially not if we miss the chance to put our top end in the grave, then we're going to need to cast out the top end. We have 6 4-drops in here, guys, so Outside of that too, like a lot of turns where we actually want to do two mana things on the same turn. We go first. Heck yeah, dude. Let's do this. Guys, while I have you here towards the end of the video, make sure you check out that description where we have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too if you're interested in joining either of those up. And then also, guys, for the YouTube nonsense, if you're enjoying the video, make sure you drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing as well, because it really does help out the channel. So thank you, guys. I feel like we're going to be able to just cast out the Immersturms. But I'll get rid of one of the Immersturms and hope we don't regret that. Okay, Raucous Theater is good because that'll make the Verge just an excellent dual land. And we'll need as many red sources on the board as possible here. Bandit's Talent, crap, dude. Our next turn... I'm going to get rid of the Firebrand, and I hope that's okay. We're going to try our dandiest to find all the combo pieces. Wow. Krenko off the top is beautiful for what we're trying to do here. So at that point, too, we might as well go for the Surveil on the Theater and get the Soul Cauldron down. Try to set this up as much as possible. We don't need more mana, so I'm going to send it. And Soul Cauldron. All right. All right. I got distracted while saying all that YouTube stuff. Did I also thank you guys for liking and subscribing? I totally am blanking right now. All right, Duress is actually missing. Beautiful. Beautiful. Whew. Well, either way, thank you guys if I didn't say it. All right, so we will gladly pick up one of the creatures to have underneath this Soul Cauldron right away. Totally fine. More mana. For 23 mana, it sure feels like a lot more right now, huh? Let's go ahead and grab a mountain. And maybe just play the Krenko. Let them kill it. Right? No. Maybe not Krenko. Maybe Immersturm. Because next turn we could give haste to the Krenko too. Well. Alright. I'm going to opt for Immersturm because there is a card that we are seeing in mono black, Anoint with Affliction, right? And that exiles, and not only does Immersturm, it's 4 mana, first of all. Wait a minute. Yeah, Anoint with Affliction. Krenko's also 4 mana. I still like the Immersturm play, actually. I think this is fine. Liliana, they got the sacrifice here. All right, at some point we have to consider not taking things with the Soul Cauldron. So we're gonna want counters. There's 2 in the grave. I'm gonna wait to pick up creatures. Oh, we should have at least taken the Duress though. Something I should have done, probably. Let's just... I like the double Rundvelts a lot. Let's go double Rundvelt. If they have us discard Krenko, that's fine, right? Have haste. Nice. What do we want to pick up here, too? Firebrand is next. All right. Let's do this. Take out the Liliana, swing at face. All this excess mana actually coming in handy, right? Even though we don't really want to see that much right away. Especially since, yeah, Fabled Passage thinned the deck, and then Surveil, the other Fabled Passage. Hopeless Nightmare. Discarding the Krenko does not get rid of the Krenko. So, that's good news. This is about to be a very fun turn. Level 2 on the Bandit's Talent. And they just got 2 Mishra's Foundries, a Demolition Field over there. Power up a Foundry, swing for 2, huh? They must have heavy hitters in hand if they're risking that. Or maybe they said, maybe they don't, I mean, yeah, maybe they figure they're not planning on blocking with the Foundry anyways, right? So that's a possibility, I suppose. All right. Mountain is not great, man, but everything else is pretty great here. I think we take the turn for the Krenko combo. Swinging for 6 could also be good, but just tapping. Oh, we want to do this before they can do instant speed removal too. Because I guess we could do that and then protect them. Doesn't really matter if we do it now, though, does it? Because we have the Immersturm ability as well. So let's wait until the end of their turn. I'm pretty sure we want to do that at instant speed. It depends on what deck list you're up against, though. But if they find a deadly cover-up, it doesn't matter either way. But as far as spot removal goes, we do have protection, thanks to the Immersturm's ability. And enough sacrifice targets, I suppose, too. I guess we could start with the tap, get 4 more goblins on the board. Aclazotes. That's actually really good, man. That's really good. That's going to be really hard to get around. Yeah, we're still going to tap the Hordemaster, though. They still got this one open here, so. All right. Let's do this. I'm pretty sure it's still going to be a full swing, too, but we'll see what we draw, I guess. Going down to 12. It's a mountain, guys. Crap. All right, so if we full swing, they go up to 21. But we have 8 on the board. That's 24 damage, right? So, full swing. I think that's that. They block a Hordemaster. 7/21. But we still want a little bit more getting through, so we'd still want to do this, just in case, because we want to completely play it out. They still have a Citadel open, but cut down doesn't hit anything here. So, we also could have went on to the Hordemaster to actually trade into the Aclazotes. That was an extra 5. Oh, then they gained the 4. Okay. I was like, how did I miscount that bad? But then, yeah, it was -1 thanks to the extra counter then, too. Yeah. Cool. All right. Got the deck win rate up to 50% now. So, what? One more? Let's do it. Let's push it a little overtime today. We're 42 minutes in. I'm having a good time. The deck list is not as straining or not as taxing on the brain as I thought it would be. But, I mean, maybe I could probably be playing some of these out a little bit better, right? Some of the decisions come down to when we actually want to activate all this junk. We got so much to activate every single turn, or so much to do, or so much to keep open. We have to decide, do we want to do it on our turn, on the opponent's turn, and when. So that is, I guess, a little taxing, but it's not too bad. That's a mulligan. Yes, here we go. We'll keep the... based on how the mana base has been going, we'll keep just 2 land for now. Cacophony Scamp. Go, go, go. Okay. They're just deciding on the surveil. It's a forest. Okay. Wow, that's a lot of bitter reunion. That's all the bitter reunion. We'll go for the Hordemaster swing for the turn while we can, right? Because we'd much rather them counter one of our bitter reunions. Well, yeah. That's what we want to do. Because bitter reunion has to enter before you discard. Oh, wow. Same concept. It's a good draw. Just going for the goblins. It wouldn't be a terrible sacrifice now if we thought we were running into a temporary lockdown turn. But I don't think we're running into that. I think we're going to have a pretty good goblin swing next turn. We haven't seen as much temporary lockdown recently. Opponent, don't. Oh, split up is still pretty bad. Let's see if we find some goblins. Come on, goblins. Oh, Cacophony Scamp. And 3 mana. Wow, dude. Okay, well, we got him down to 10. That's good news. Let's go Bitter Reunion. Ditch one of the Bitter Reunions. Find a red source. Yes. Cacophony Scamp. Worthwhile, right? It was worth the risk of finding the red source. Yeah, because if we didn't find it, we would have wasted the Scamp, but after a split up, it's still a 2-for-1, which it was still really good for the opponent. I think they might be keeping the 3 open. 4th mana isn't terrible, but it could be the discard to the other Bitter. Cacophony Scamp, give it haste, swing for 5, and then try to pop both Scamps. This is very likely spot removal, though. And that would be a very risky swing if it's exile spot removal, especially. Yes, yeah, that's too risky. We start with the swing. Even though the draw could affect the swing, I think we just need to establish after they devastate our board. Now, how do you guys feel about that? So we wait, because if it's not exile, we might see more goblins off the Hordemaster. Leyline. On the Scamp, it looks like, so Hordemaster might stick around. So it is exile, so I feel like everything kind of worked well here, I would say. Let's get the other Bitter Reunion, ditch the swamp. See what we see. Right. We could keep the Bitter Triumph open. It's probably... We play Scamp into a Sunfall, we're out of the equation, but we still have a chance of giving haste to the Scamp next turn, too. If we don't establish Scamp and see our top end, that's pretty bad. Alright, let's keep the Bitter Triumph open. Both could be equally as bad depending on what we draw. I don't plan on drawing mana, so we'll see. But yeah, if we do see one of our 4 drops, then the Scamp is going to be chilling in hand for an extra turn. One is back up to 11. No targets for the Bitter Triumph, unfortunately. But we also... It is going to be mana, guys. Brutal. All right. Yeah, so we didn't establish the Scamp last turn, but now we just... Similar concept, except we have to pop one of the Bitter Reunions to give it haste. And we don't have to. We could wait. But what else are we going to do? See what they do to our poor creatures. It's a Leyline Binding. Uh-oh. We could Bitter Triumph our own creature. Bitter Triumph our Scamp. Then they're going to play a big creature that we need to kill. No, we're in so much danger anyways. I'm going for it, dude. And you know what? Well, no, we could take the 3. I was going to say, you know what? We'll get rid of the land, but nah, that's fine. We don't have to do that. Come on, Goblin. It's not a Goblin. What is it? Lively Dirge. Oh, no. That would have been such a good draw, dude. Oh, no. Scroll shift. No, opponent. No, not like this. Not like this. They get card draw here too. Oh no. There goes our Hordemaster. Well, crap. Oh, Krenko. Hi. What do we even do with Krenko? Do we swing for 3 or do we generate goblins? I guess we I don't know. I don't know. Let's just let's generate goblins. Let's generate goblins. It is haste until end of turn, guys. So I guess we could have done that on the opponent's turn too? Question mark. I don't know how that works. Yeah, it's a Sunfall, guys. It's like I said, we were going to be in danger either way, and Sunfall exiles the Krenko, so Soul Cauldron can't pick it up. We'll go, like, one more turn, see if the opponent actually has a win condition outside of a 2/2 Incubator token, and then we'll concede so we don't take too long here and run into too many more Sunfalls, huh? Yeah, some really well-timed board wipes and 2-for-1s. They do have a full-blown Overlord. Nope, it was not a full-blown Overlord. They decided that they can wait a couple more turns for win conditions. Let's see what's on top, guys. Let's see what's on top. We might as well put something underneath the Soul Cauldron too. There's plenty of creatures in the grave. It's mana. Good game. Yeah, we're not going to wait. We're not going to wait that one out, especially when we're 50 minutes in. Got the deck win rate down to a 40%. Womp womp. Boy, it kind of felt like we flooded today, right? I think so. Maybe 22 mana is warranted. Maybe. An Outlaws of Thunder Junction pack. Okay, end of video pack. Let's see what we see. What we got here? Oh, it must be a duplicate. Oh, okay, and then one of the older format cards. I guess we collected everything from Outlaws. That's kind of cool. I mean, that set, I kind of loved that set, so that makes a little bit of sense, right? Guys, oh, I almost played another one. What on earth? What am I doing? Here's the deck list again. Rakdos combo sacrifice. Yeah, it's fine. It was pretty janky, wasn't it? But it felt like we were drawing poorly. That could easily be how I put the deck list together, guys. First of all, put it on the do not craft list, period. This is pretty expensive. The top end are rare, right? Immersturm was a reprint. You guys can see here I was using an older version, so keep an eye on your collection, okay? Because reprint from whatever that set was. And I obviously didn't want to craft the new ones if I had the old ones. And then same concept with the Fabled Passage, of course, but that's been out for a while. But yes, I am using an older version of Fabled Passage. Speaking of the mana base, like even though we were flooding, it felt pretty good, right? The Verge, the Theater, the Fabled, everything felt fine. And it kind of feels like, oh, outside of the rare top ends too, Agatha's Soul Cauldron is a mythic. Rundvelt is also a rare. The top end, or the front end here, the 1-drops aren't that bad. Oh no, Stalactite Stalker is also a rare. Yeah, put this on the do not craft list, guys, because outside of this combo version, I think that just Rakdos aggro goblins is going to be much better, and we have that version to visit here in the upcoming weeks as well. We'll see if we get around to it, right? Because you guys really liked the Soul Cauldron Krenko combo. I don't think I've ever had more suggestions on a single video. First of all, it was just, the Rakdos combo side of this, right? And then the Rakdos sacrifice side of this, which I combined those two suggestions, by the way, for this one, if I didn't mention that earlier, where the goal is to have enough on the board when you have a Bloodwitch or two down, then you're pretty satisfied to go sacrificing to the Immersturm Predator with the Goblins here too, right? Like the excess Goblins from the Krenko. You're sacrificing them to the Immersturm with the Bloodwitch on the board, just draining the opponent's life. That's the goal, or going wide in general, giving them haste. And the Soul Cauldron Krenko combo is good and all, but what's better is actually just having more stuff in here to work with Soul Cauldron, which we actually do, right? Activated ability on Firebrand, Reckless Lackey, Immersturm, activated ability on Stalactite Stalker, the bottom ability there too. Also just the sacrifice working with the Bloodwitch too. There's a lot of really neat synergies that we really didn't get to see today because, I mean, let's be real. Again, it could be how I put the deck list together, or it could also just be how brutal the meta is all the time. The deck lists are very good, very powerful, very clean, I want to say, right? Very, I don't want to say solved, because I don't like it when people say deck lists are solved, because that takes away from the deck building side of things, right? If you say Boros Auras is clearly solved and you can't play it any other way than how it is right now, that makes me sad, right? Like, what if somebody wants to piece together Boros Auras in a more fun way, or a more like a way that fits their collection a little bit better, right? And then they're feeling bad about it because they don't have all of the Emberheart challengers that they need for the deck list, you know what I mean? Anyways, that's a discussion for another day. So I don't like to say solved, but that is kind of how it feels sometimes, as everyone's deck list does seem to be exactly what it needs to be in any given situation. And so when you take jank in like this, and you take jank and you run it into those incredibly powerful builds, I say sometimes the most we can hope for is a couple victories, and that's what we got today. So I'm not disappointed. I guess I would have liked to see more of the synergies that we actually have packed in, because there are a lot of really neat synergies and everything kind of plays off of each other pretty well. So some extra cards draw could really go a long way, but where are we fitting it, right? If you're going up card draw, you probably don't want to drop the Bitter Reunion, because this is our other cards draw, and we struggle to call this cards draw sometimes, because really you're just filtering it out. You're filtering a card out of your hand, you're filtering out the Bitter Reunion as well. But the thing about that is you can still kind of count it as card draw, because at the very least Bitter Reunion sticks on the board. So you're filtering it out, it sticks on the board, it gives you value later on in the game. So more cards draw outside of the Bitter Reunion could help us out quite a bit. And where would that start? And that would probably start with dropping an Immersturm, probably down to 2. Getting rid of some of the top end doesn't seem great necessarily. But then also Lively Dirge is kind of a top end as well. I really like it in here though, and I like the one of a lot. It's one of those things where you don't want to see too many of them. That could be an issue. But when you do see this one of, yeah, I think it'll do the thing nicely, and it'll help you find your combo. But this could also potentially be on the chopping block if you're looking to make the deck list a little bit more powerful too. But if you're looking to make the deck list powerful, guys, just hold off for now. Wait until we actually make the video for the Rakdos aggro side of it. We get rid of the combo completely. We full lean into the aggro side, and then we'll be talking, I think, right? But again, we'll see. The meta's brutal. You never know. Even Rakdos aggro goblins might get completely gobbled up as well. You never know, man. Bitter Triumph also didn't feel like enough removal. It's like I said, it probably wasn't going to be enough, and it didn't feel like enough. But what other removal do we pack in? And at the cost of what? If we go down some goblins, that's less goblins to see off the Hordemaster, less goblins on the board when you actually pull off Krenko too. Also, more removal wouldn't have helped us against that last list. The last list was playing some domain. Like at some point, the removal is going to help, right? In the late game of the domain. Realistically, though, you get to the late game of the domain and you pop one creature, you hit their Atraxa. Oh, well, they already restocked their hand off of Atraxa and all this other stuff too, right? So, yeah, more removal wouldn't have helped us in that last game at all. So it really depends what you're seeing too. But where it does end up helping is of course, the super aggressive deck list, which actually you'd prefer exile removal. So Bitter Triumph can probably be your removal of choice. Just remember that it's also in this one because we're discarding, and you want to discard for cards like Descending on the Stalactite Stalker, but you also want to get that top end into the grave too. So again, wow, really cool synergies. Well, maybe we'll have to revisit this at some point and try to see if we can pull off more of those synergies in a better fashion as well. Yeah. All right. Anyways, like I said though, overall, I'm not that disappointed. I just wish we could have seen a little bit more. All right. Guys, woo, almost an hour into the video. If you made it this far, for real, y'all are champions. I super duper appreciate you. Let me know what you thought of the deck list down in the comments. What would you add or take out? Do you agree with me? Do you think just like going regular Rakdos aggro is probably going to be a little bit better and a little bit more sustainable too, potentially, right? That doesn't take away from the cool factor here, though, and there's just a lot of really cool synergies packed in that Rakdos aggro won't have, so... All right, guys. Hey, I will see you in the next video.